The alien fleet drifted silently in the darkness. Its engines were broken, its hulls scarred from battles and space storms. The stars reflected on the metal, like cold eyes. Inside the ships, creatures from many worlds waited, weak and afraid. They had been cast out by the great Galactic Council. The Council had said their worlds were worthless, their people dangerous. They had no home anymore. Taresh, the elder of the fleet, floated in the command room of the largest ship. His many limbs moved slowly as he stared at the blinking console. He could feel the fear of his people. Some were asleep, trying to rest, but the air was filled with the smell of sickness and fear. He knew that soon, without help, they would all die. Taresh pressed a series of buttons. A weak light blinked on the communications panel. He had one last hope. A signal that no one might answer. The words he sent were simple, repeated over and over. Home destroyed. Seeking mercy. He had no expectation of a reply. The Council had abandoned them, and the galaxy's ships would not come. Still, he tried. Still, he hoped. Far away, in the cold deserts of Colorado, a human sat in a small room filled with blinking lights and screens. Alex Carter, a young analyst, rubbed his eyes. He had been staring at the monitor for hours, scanning signals from space. The screens were full of numbers and patterns that most people would not understand. Then he saw it. A small blip. A pattern that did not match any star, any asteroid, any normal signal. He leaned forward. It was faint, but it repeated. Alex called to his supervisor, a woman named Lisa Morgan. She was older, calm, and careful. Lisa, he said, pointing at the screen. Look at this. It is repeating, and it does not match anything in the database. Lisa looked, her eyes narrowed. She tapped her fingers on the table. Could it be noise? She asked. Alex shook his head. I don't think so. There is a structure. Like a message. I ran it through the translation algorithm, and it gave me something odd. It says, Home destroyed. Seeking mercy. I think it is intelligent. Someone is asking for help. Lisa leaned back. The room was quiet, except for the soft hum of computers. Are you sure? She asked. Alex nodded. I've never seen anything like it. It is not human. It is alien, they called the agency in Washington. The Joint Earth Defense Council gathered in a large room. People in suits, some military, some scientists, all stared at the same words. Director Samuel Clark, a serious man with a deep voice, spoke first. We need to know who they are. This could be dangerous. Any alien fleet could be a threat. See, Dr. Nora White, a xenolinguist, shook her head. She had spent years studying alien languages. They are sending a distress call. This is not a threat. They are refugees. Someone, or something, has destroyed their homes. The room was divided. Some people argued that Earth should stay hidden. The galaxy was dangerous, and helping could bring trouble. Others said that humans had a duty to help. Samuel looked around. He was not sure what to do. Finally, a decision was made. A small, fast ship would go. It would check the location of the signal. It would see if the aliens were alive, and if they could be helped. The mission was given to Captain Daniel Ross. He was experienced, careful, but also brave. His crew included medic Chloe Baker, engineer Ryan Hall, and a few others. Alex and Nora worked with the ship's crew. They translated more of the signal and found coordinates in the outer solar system, near the edge of human exploration. The journey would be long. The ship, called Endeavour 1, was ready, fueled, and armed with only the tools needed for rescue. The alien fleet was waiting, drifting near a dead star. When the human ship arrived, the aliens could not believe their eyes. A small human ship, tiny compared to the broken fleet, moved with confidence through dangerous debris. A voice spoke over the comms. "This is human ship Endeavor 1. You are not alone anymore." Taresh stared at the view screen. He did not understand the humans. Their bodies were soft, their eyes small, their ships were fragile-looking, but they moved through broken metal and radiation with calm. They risked themselves to reach the helpless. The first human teams boarded the alien ships. They wore strong suits to survive conditions that would kill most life forms. They moved carefully, repairing life support systems, checking structural damage. The aliens watched, some hiding in fear, others too weak to move. Chloe Baker found a small reptilian child lying on the floor of one ship. The child's skin was cold, and eyes half closed. She kneeled beside it and worked quickly, using human medicine mixed with whatever alien supplies she could find. She spoke softly. "You are safe now," she said. She cleaned wounds, gave fluids, and used warmth to help the child recover. The aliens had never seen care like this. No one had risked themselves for them before. Taresh watched. He could not understand why humans would help without asking for something in return. Their actions were simple. They saved life. No tricks, no demands. Alex and Nora gathered stories from the aliens. They learned that the Galactic Council had labeled them as unimportant, dangerous, and expendable. Trade routes were cut off. Food, medicine, and fuel became scarce. Slavers and pirates attacked their worlds. Many died before even fleeing. Taresh and the fleet were the last survivors. Captain Daniel spoke to the fleet. "We cannot fix everything out here," he said. "But we can help. We will tow your ships to a safe place. We will give you supplies. You will not be alone." And some aliens did not trust him. They had been betrayed before. But others looked at the humans, at their calm and steady faces, and began to hope. The Endeavor attached tow lines to the damaged ships. Smaller human craft joined to help stabilize the fleet. The aliens had never seen teamwork like this. Humans worked in teams, each knowing their role, each risking themselves to save others. As they moved inward toward the inner solar system, the blue planet grew larger in their view screens. Earth, the humans' home, looked fragile. Clouds and oceans shimmered. Cities glimmered in the dark. Taresh felt fear and hope together. He heard from his people whispers of doubt. But the humans moved steadily, and that gave them courage. Alex and Nora spoke to Taresh. "They call Earth a death world," Alex said. "It is hard, dangerous. Many would not survive here. But humans live here and thrive. They survive and fight where others die. They are tough." Taresh considered this. Humans were strange, soft, small, and yet they could survive in places the aliens could not. They risked themselves to save others. They did not ask for reward. In a galaxy that had abandoned him, this was new. The fleet moved slowly but steadily. Every ship that was stabilized, every life support system repaired, every wounded alien healed, gave hope to those who had none. The stars outside were still cold and dark, but the warmth of humans' actions shone brighter than any star. For the first time since the Council had cast them out, the aliens felt something they had forgotten. Safety. Maybe not perfect safety, but safety that came from kindness and courage. Maybe they could survive. Maybe they had a future. As the fleet moved closer to Earth, Taresh looked at the human ship and said quietly, "Perhaps we were wrong. Perhaps there is a place for us still." Captain Daniel replied over the comms, simple and strong. "You are not alone. We will bring you home." And for the first time in many cycles, the aliens believed it. The galaxy had cast them out. Their worlds were lost. But humans, strange, dangerous, and stubborn, had taken them in. The stars outside continued to shine. The void was still dangerous. The journey was far from over, but hope, long forgotten, was alive again. The alien ships drifted as the humans moved through their corridors. The human teams wore strong suits that kept them alive in airless spaces and deadly radiation. They were small, soft, and fragile-looking. But they moved with calm and care. Every step they took was careful. Every tool used with purpose. The aliens watched, some hidden, some too weak to move. They could not understand why these humans risked themselves so easily. Medic Chloe Baker moved from one alien ship to another. She carried small kits of medicines, patches, and instruments. In one room, a reptilian child lay curled on the floor. The child's breathing was shallow, and its eyes were half closed. Chloe knelt beside it, her hands steady. She checked its pulse, cleaned small wounds, and applied a mixture of human medicine and alien supplies. She whispered softly, "You are safe now. Breathe. You will be okay." The child's mother, a thin alien with green skin and wide eyes, hovered nearby. She could not speak human words, but her body trembled. Taresh, the elder, watched from a nearby ship. He could not understand why humans did this for strangers. They did not ask for payment. They did not demand allegiance. They simply helped. Engineer Ryan Hall worked on broken life support modules. The ships had been damaged by battle and space storms. Many systems were failing. Ryan opened panels, rewired circuits, and replaced power conduits. The modules hummed again. Air flowed, lights flickered back to life. The aliens peeked from corners, astonished. They had never seen machines repaired so fast or so reliably. Alex Carter and Nora White moved through the fleet, translating messages and learning stories. The aliens told of their homes destroyed, of worlds stripped of resources, of families lost to hunger and attacks. They told of the Council's cruel words, calling them dangerous and worthless. They had no protection, no help, no hope. Until now, Taresh gathered a small group of his people. He spoke quietly in his own language. These humans, they are different. They do not fear us. They help us without question. We must decide if we trust them. Some of his people shook their heads. "We cannot trust anyone after what the Council did," they said. "We have been betrayed before." Others nodded slowly. The fear in their eyes was mixed with something new. Hope. Chloe carried the young reptilian child to a temporary medical area. She worked through the night. She used heat lamps, fluids, and human medicine to keep the child alive. Slowly, the child's eyes opened. It blinked, then looked around in confusion. Chloe smiled. "You are strong," she said. The mother wept. A soft sound of relief. Taresh felt something warm in his chest. These humans, soft and strange, were saving lives he thought were lost. Captain Daniel Ross walked through the corridors, checking his team and talking to alien leaders. He explained what humans could do. "We can tow your ships to safety. We can fix life support. We can give you food and water. We cannot rebuild everything here, but we will do what we can." Some aliens looked doubtful. They had seen promises before, only to be broken. Others watched the humans carefully, seeing the steady way they worked, the calm courage in their movements. Even when airlocks hissed or floors trembled, the humans did not panic. They did not abandon anyone. Alex and Nora collected stories from those who could speak. They wrote down tales of hunger, starvation, and loss. They listened to parents explain how they had hidden children from raiders, how they had watched friends die. The humans were silent, just listening, just recording. They did not interrupt, they did not judge. As the fleet moved slowly through space, human ships attached tow lines and coordinated movements. Even damaged ships were guided carefully, avoiding collisions. The aliens had never seen teamwork like this. Humans communicated quickly, made fast decisions, and acted together. Mistakes were few, and they corrected them calmly. One evening, Taresh spoke to Captain Daniel alone. Why do you do this? Why risk yourselves for us? He asked. His voice was rough with alien tones. Daniel looked at him. Because it is right. Because we can. Because someone helped our people long ago, when they had no hope. We remember that. We cannot ignore your suffering. Teresh could not fully understand, but he felt it. Humans remembered what it meant to be cast out, to be helpless. Their compassion was not weakness, it was strength. The journey inward was slow. The alien fleet was weak. Engines sputtered. Power was low, and supplies were limited. But humans worked constantly. Engineers patched hulls, medics treated the sick, crews guided ships carefully. Aliens saw humans climbing dangerous walkways, moving through vacuum pockets, and never stopping. The young reptilian child grew stronger. It began to eat small portions of alien food, mixed with human supplements. Chloe showed the mother how to care for the child. She explained in gestures, simple words, and pictures. Slowly, the mother understood. Slowly, she trusted humans. Teresh began to speak to other leaders of his people. These humans, they are dangerous in ways we do not understand. They are soft. Yes, but they survive in places none of us can. They risk themselves to help others. Maybe they are the strongest creatures we have met. 2020-2020. And design. 2020-2020-2024. The aliens started to help humans in small ways. They guided them through damaged areas, explained how their systems worked. They learned quickly, and humans listened patiently. No one shouted, no one demanded. Everyone worked together. Alex and Nora continued translating. They learned that the Council had called the aliens unstable elements and resource drains. No trade, no aid, no protection. Pirates had attacked them, and the Council had done nothing. Their worlds had fallen one by one. The fleet was the last of them, drifting near death. As the human tow operation continued, the aliens began to see that humans were different, not perfect, not all-powerful, but brave, steady, and willing to help even when danger was near. They risked themselves without asking for reward. They fixed what could not be fixed, healed what was near death, and guided those who could not move. Teresh spoke to the crew of Endeavor one again. Your people, they are different, stronger than anything in the galaxy. They survive where others die. They help when others would watch. We do not understand fully, but we are grateful. We will trust you. The human crews continued their work without pause. The damaged ships were guided carefully towards safer space. Life support modules were repaired. Small fires and malfunctions were fixed. Even the oldest and weakest ships began to stabilize. The aliens watched in awe. Chloe treated more children, more sick adults. She moved quickly from ship to ship. Each life she saved gave hope to those who had none. Teresh felt the weight of his people's despair lift slightly. For the first time in many cycles, hope was alive. Alex and Nora prepared reports for Earth. They described the aliens, their suffering, and the humans' work. They emphasized the courage and skill of humans in dangerous conditions. They wrote that humans were willing to risk themselves for the helpless, that they were determined, resourceful, and brave in ways the Council could not imagine. As the fleet moved closer to the inner system, the view screens showed the distant blue planet. Earth, oceans, clouds, and lights on land could be seen even from this far. Teresh's people whispered in their languages. Some could not believe a world so dangerous could hold life. Others felt fear, unsure if they could survive its gravity, storms, and strange creatures. Teresh looked at the humans. They call this a death world, Alex said. But humans live here. They thrive. They survive where others fail. And they help those in need. That is what makes them strong. The aliens began to understand that humans were not like other species in the galaxy. Fragile, yes. Soft, Yes, but stronger than any weapon, any ship, any law of the Council. Humans survived because they were willing to face danger, to work together, to help without fear. As night fell on human time zones far below, the fleet continued toward safety. The stars shone coldly, but the warmth of human courage shone brighter than any sun. Aliens felt something new. Hope that they could survive. Hope that they could live. Hope that there was a future. Teresh looked at the young child, now sleeping peacefully, and whispered to himself, "These humans, they are our chance. They are our home." If only for now. The human ships continued towing, repairing, guiding, and healing. Every life saved. Every ship stabilized. Every child given warmth was a proof of what humans were. Not perfect, not powerful in the way the Council expected, but strong in ways the galaxy had forgotten. And for the first time, Taresh and his people believed in a future. The galaxy had cast them out, their worlds destroyed, their hopes stolen. But humans, strange and dangerous, had taken them in. And with them, the aliens felt alive again. The journey was far from over. Dangers still awaited. Repairs were not complete. The fleet was fragile. But the courage, skill, and heart of humans gave the exiles strength. The galaxy had rejected them, but humans had not. And slowly, carefully, the aliens began to trust, to hope, and to survive. The alien fleet moved slowly, guided by human ships through the vast emptiness of space. Every ship that was damaged now floated more steadily, thanks to human repairs. The life support systems hummed, the lights glowed, and the air felt cleaner. The aliens had begun to trust their strange saviors. They watched humans move calmly through broken corridors, fixing systems that would have killed them before. As the fleet approached the inner system, the distant blue planet grew larger in the view screens. Earth. Oceans shimmered. Clouds moved like silk, and the lights of cities sparkled on the night side. The aliens had never seen a world like this. It was beautiful, harsh, and alive. They whispered among themselves. Some were afraid. Some stared in wonder. Taresh floated beside the screen. His many limbs folded. He had led his people through despair, but now he felt a strange hope. "This is their home," he said quietly to the humans nearby. "This is the world of the ones who saved us." Alex Carter and Nora White were busy translating messages and recording the reactions of the aliens. "They do not understand gravity yet," Nora said. "They have never seen a planet this large from space. It is overwhelming." Captain Daniel Ross kept his crew on task. "Steady," he said. "We will guide them safely into orbit. Follow our lines. Do not panic. We have done this before." His voice was calm, confident. The aliens listened, some trembling, some holding on to each other. The human ships moved the fleet into high orbit. Orbital stations were ready to receive them. Engineers and medical teams prepared docking lines and temporary shelters. The aliens could see humans moving efficiently, working together without hesitation. They had never seen such coordination. Chloe Baker and other medics set up triage areas. Aliens who were weak or sick were guided into these zones. Many had infections, injuries, or malnutrition. Chloe worked through the night, treating hundreds of aliens. She moved quickly and carefully, never stopping. She spoke softly to them, using gestures and simple words. "You are safe now. You will live." Teresh watched as humans moved among his people. Some aliens were afraid, hiding in corners, but humans did not rush them. They waited, smiled, and offered help. Slowly, the aliens came forward. They allowed humans to help. They allowed themselves to hope. Alex and Nora met with Teresh and other leaders of the fleet. They explained what Earth could offer. "We have orbital habitats," Alex said. "We can keep you safe there while we repair your ships." We can give you food, water, and medical care. Later, we can help you move to special zones on the planet or on the moon. You will not be forced. You will have freedom. Some aliens were suspicious. Why do you do this? One asked. Why help us when the council would see us die? Nora shook her head. We are not like the council, she said. We help because it is right. We help because we know what it is like to be cast out. We help because we survive where others fail. The aliens began to understand. Humans were not perfect. They were small, fragile, soft. But they had courage. They had skill. They survived in places no one else could. They risked themselves to help others. That was strength. That was power. As the fleet moved closer to the orbital stations, Captain Daniel spoke to Taresh. We can guide you into docks, he said. We can help stabilize your ships. We can provide resources. But you must trust us. Taresh nodded. We will try, he said. We have no choice. We have nowhere else to go. Humans guided the alien ships into docking ports. Every move was careful. Every ship was checked for structural damage. Some ships required human crews to enter and secure loose panels or broken systems. Aliens watched, some still trembling, others starting to smile. Chloe moved from dock to dock. She treated wounds, helped with food, and comforted those who were sick or scared. She used simple words, gestures, and touch to calm them. One small alien child, with soft purple skin, clung to her arm. She smiled. You are safe, she said. The child's parents watched, tears in their eyes. Alex and Nora helped the aliens understand how the orbital habitats worked. They explained gravity simulations, air systems, and food distribution. They taught simple human customs, how to communicate with humans, how to ask for help, how to use basic tools. The aliens learned quickly. They wanted to survive, and humans gave them the knowledge. As night passed, the aliens began to explore their temporary homes. They floated through the corridors, touching walls, looking out at Earth below. Some whispered in wonder. It is beautiful, one said. It is alive. Taresh gathered a council of his people. We must decide, he said. Earth can repair our ships. Earth can feed our people. Earth can help us live. But can we stay here? Alex and Nora listened quietly. You are free to choose, Alex said. You may return to space once you are ready. You may stay if you wish. No one will force you. The aliens debated among themselves. Some were afraid of humans. Some worried about the dangers of the planet below. Others saw the kindness and courage of humans and felt hope. Slowly, they began to trust. Slowly, they began to believe in a future. Chloe continued her work. She showed alien medics how to treat injuries, how to use human medicine, and how to combine knowledge. Engineers from Earth taught aliens how to repair ships, stabilize systems, and use simple but strong technology. Taresh watched humans share knowledge without pride, without arrogance. They taught because they wanted the aliens to survive. As the first light of dawn touched Earth below, the aliens looked out from their habitats. Oceans sparkled. Forests stretched endlessly. Clouds moved like rivers. Cities glimmered. The world seemed alive and powerful. Dangerous but beautiful. Taresh spoke to Alex and Nora. This world, it is strong. It is dangerous. And your people, they are strong too. They can survive anywhere. They risk themselves for others. Maybe we belong here. Alex smiled. If you choose to stay, you will not be alone. Humans will help you build a future. Taresh felt hope grow. For the first time since the council had cast them out, he believed in safety. He believed in a future. He believed in humans. The aliens began to help themselves. They repaired small systems, learned human techniques, and helped care for the sick. Humans guided them, but the aliens worked. Slowly, They became part of the process. Slowly, they began to feel at home. Chloe found the purple-skinned child again, playing with other alien children in a small play area. She smiled and watched. Humans had risked everything to save them. Humans had shown courage and compassion. Humans had made hope real. Taresh looked out at Earth below. He could feel the strength of the planet, the courage of its people, and the warmth of their hearts. He spoke to his council. We will stay, at least for now. Humans are different. We can learn from them. We can survive with them. Alex and Nora recorded everything. The aliens' reactions, their stories, their gratitude, the humans' courage and skill, the future they were building together. It was a story of survival, of hope, of strength in the face of despair. As the fleet settled into orbit, the aliens began to feel safe. The galaxy had cast them out. Their worlds were lost. But humans, strange and dangerous, had taken them in. And for the first time, the aliens believed that life could continue, that they could thrive, that they could survive. Taresh looked at the stars, and then at Earth. He whispered, "We were cast out. But here, with these humans, we are alive." The journey had not ended. Dangers remained. Repairs were ongoing. The aliens were still weak and afraid, but humans had shown them a way forward. Humans had given them hope, and in that hope, the aliens began to see a future. The stars outside were cold and distant, but the warmth inside the human habitats shone brighter than any sun. Aliens smiled, children laughed, and humans worked tirelessly. The galaxy had cast them out. Humanity had taken them in, and slowly, carefully, life began again.